Let's get one thing straight. Waiting to feel motivated is the fastest way to get nowhere. We've all been there. You set a goal, you get excited, you make a plan, and then nothing. That initial burst of energy fades, life gets in the way, and suddenly you're right back where you started, stuck, frustrated, and wondering why you can't just find the motivation to get things done. Here's the truth. Motivation is a myth. It's unreliable, unpredictable, and it will never be there when you need it most. That's because motivation isn't what makes people successful. Action is. The people you admire, the ones achieving their goals, building businesses, getting fit, writing books, they're not more motivated than you. They've just figured out something most people don't. They don't wait until they feel like it. They act first. That's what today's about. Shattering the illusion that motivation is some magical force that will show up and save you, because it won't. What will save you is understanding how your brain works, how your habits shape your life, and how you can take control even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. So if you've been stuck, if you've been waiting for the right time to start, if you've been telling yourself you just need more motivation, this is for you. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly what to do to stop hesitating, stop overthinking, and start moving toward the life you want. Motivation is one of the biggest misconceptions when it comes to success. Most people believe that in order to take action, they need to feel motivated first. They wait for a spark of inspiration, a wave of energy, or the perfect moment to begin. But that moment never comes. The truth is, motivation is unreliable. It's inconsistent. It shows up when things are exciting, but the second things get hard, uncomfortable, or boring, it disappears. That's why relying on motivation to get things done is a losing strategy. The reality is, your brain is wired to keep you safe, comfortable, and in familiar routines. It doesn't want you to take risks, step into the unknown, or push past resistance. That's why you hesitate. That's why you procrastinate. It's not because you're lazy or incapable. It's because your mind is designed to protect you from discomfort, even when that discomfort is necessary for growth. Successful people understand this. They don't sit around waiting to feel like it. They take action despite how they feel. They know that motivation is a side effect of momentum, not the cause of it. Once you start moving, once you push past that initial resistance, your brain adjusts. You stop overthinking and action becomes easier. But none of that happens if you're waiting for motivation to magically appear first. If you've been telling yourself, I just need to feel more motivated, that's exactly why you're stuck. The people who break through and accomplish their goals don't rely on motivation. They rely on systems, habits, and a mindset that pushes them to act even when they don't feel like it. That's the real secret. Motivation isn't something you need more of. It's something you need to stop depending on. Most people have it backward when it comes to motivation. They believe they need to feel inspired before they can take action. They think motivation comes first, and only then will they have the energy, focus, and drive to get things done. But that's not how it works. In reality, action comes first, motivation follows. Think about the times you dreaded going to the gym, starting a project, or even doing something as simple as cleaning your room. At first, you don't feel like doing it. Your brain makes up excuses. I'm too tired, I don't have time, I'll do it later. But the moment you push yourself to start, something shifts. Once you're at the gym and moving, once you've written the first few words, once you've picked up the first item, suddenly it doesn't seem so bad. In fact, you might even feel more motivated after you've started. That's because motivation isn't what fuels action. Action fuels motivation. When you take that first step, no matter how small, you create momentum. Your brain stops resisting, and instead of thinking about how hard something might be, it focuses on what's actually happening. You move from overthinking into doing. This is why waiting for motivation is a trap. If you rely on feelings to decide when to act, you'll never be consistent. But But if you understand that action leads to motivation, you take control. Even if you don't feel like it, even if it's just one small step, starting is the key. Once you do, your brain shifts from resistance to engagement, and motivation kicks in after you've already begun. Successful people don't wait to feel ready because they know that feeling ready is an illusion. Most people think they need to reach a certain level of confidence, knowledge, or motivation before they can take action. They believe that once they feel fully prepared, once the timing is perfect, then they'll finally start that business, commit to that fitness routine, or chase that big goal. But the truth is, if you wait until you feel ready, you'll be waiting forever. Your brain is designed to keep you in your comfort zone. The moment you think about doing something new, difficult, or uncertain, your mind will start coming up with reasons to delay. It'll tell you that you're not skilled enough yet, that you need to learn more, that now isn't the right time. This hesitation isn't a sign that you should wait. It's a sign that you need to act. Look at the most successful people in any field. They didn't wait until they felt ready to start. They took action while they were still uncertain. They figured things out as they went. They understood that confidence doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. The more you do something, the more capable you become and the more confident you feel. But none of that happens if you never start. If you're waiting for that magical moment when everything feels perfect, you need to stop. There is no perfect time. There is no point where you'll suddenly feel completely ready. The only way to get ready is to begin. Take the first step, even if you're scared, even if you're uncertain. The sooner you start, the sooner you'll grow into the person who feels ready, not because you waited, but because you did the work. Your brain is not designed to help you succeed. It's designed to keep you safe. That's why every time you think about doing something outside your comfort zone, you feel resistance. You hesitate, you overthink, you talk yourself out of it. It's not because you're lazy or unmotivated. It's because your brain is wired to avoid discomfort, uncertainty, and anything that feels like a risk. This is a survival mechanism. Thousands of years ago, hesitation kept humans alive. If something was unfamiliar, it could be dangerous. So the brain developed a habit of triggering fear, doubt, and second-guessing whenever we faced something unknown. Fast forward to today, and that same instinct is still at work, but now it's not trying to protect you from a predator. It's trying to stop you from sending that email, starting that project, or speaking up in a meeting. Your brain doesn't care about your goals. It only cares about keeping you in familiar territory, where things feel predictable and safe. That's why the moment you think about doing something challenging, your mind floods you with excuses. I'll do it later. I don't have enough experience. I'm not in the right mood. This is not logic, it's resistance. And if you listen to it, you'll stay stuck. The key to breaking this cycle is understanding that your thoughts are not instructions. Just because your brain tells you to wait doesn't mean you should. The most successful people have learned to act despite their doubts. They don't let fear or hesitation control them. They recognize those thoughts for what they are, automatic reactions, not reality. And they push forward anyway. Motivation is temporary, but habits are what truly determine success. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll only take action when you feel like it, but feelings are unpredictable. Some days you'll wake up energized and ready to go. Other days you won't feel like doing anything. And if your success depends on how motivated you feel, you'll never be consistent. That's why the key isn't motivation, it's building habits that make action automatic, no matter what. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wake up every morning and debate whether or not you feel like doing it, you just do it. Why? Because it's a habit, it's part of your routine. The same logic applies to anything you want to achieve. If you build the right habits, you won't need to rely on motivation to take action. You'll do what needs to be done whether you feel like it or not. Successful people don't have more willpower than you. They've just built systems that remove the need for willpower altogether. They don't wake up and wonder if they should work out. They've already scheduled it into their day. They don't hope they'll find time to work on their goals. They've created routines that make progress automatic. The secret isn't about feeling motivated all the time. It's about setting up your life in a way that makes success inevitable. If you want to change your life, focus on your daily habits. Start small. Commit to tiny actions that move you forward, even if they seem insignificant. Over time, these small actions compound into massive results. Motivation fades, but habits last. And once you build the right habits, success becomes a byproduct of your daily routine, not something you have to constantly chase. The biggest mistake people make is waiting for the right time to start. They tell themselves they'll begin when they have more energy, when life calms down, when they feel more confident. But the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. Life will always be busy. Fear will always be there. You will never feel 100% ready. And the longer you wait, the harder it gets to start. That's why the only right time is now. Every day you delay, you reinforce the habit of procrastination. You teach your brain that hesitation is acceptable. You get comfortable with waiting, and before you know it, weeks, months, or even years pass without progress. Think about all the times you said you'd start tomorrow or next week. How many of those times did you actually follow through? The longer you put things off, the more your goals stay just that. Goals, not reality. Successful people don't wait until they feel ready. They take action now, even if it's messy, even if it's uncomfortable. They understand that starting is the hardest part, but once they get moving, momentum takes over. They don't let overthinking slow them down. They don't wait for motivation to magically appear. They take the first step, no matter how small, and figure out the rest along the way. If you want to change your life, stop making excuses. Stop waiting for things to be easier, for motivation to strike, or for some magical moment when everything falls into place. That moment will never come. The only way to make progress is to start right now, exactly where you are with what you have. Take the first step today, no matter how imperfect it is, because the sooner you start, the sooner you'll get where you want to be. Let's be honest, if motivation were enough, you'd already be where you want to be. But motivation is unreliable, and waiting to feel ready is a trap. The people who succeed aren't the ones who sit around waiting for inspiration. They're the ones who take action before they feel like it. They understand that hesitation kills dreams, but small, consistent steps bring them to life. Right now, you have a choice. You can keep waiting, keep overthinking, keep telling yourself someday, or you can decide that today is the day you start. Not when you have more time, not when you feel more confident, not when things are easier. Now. Because the moment you stop waiting and start doing is the moment everything changes. Your brain will try to talk you out of it. Fear will try to hold you back. But those thoughts are just noise. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. And when you do, something incredible happens. You build momentum. You prove to yourself that you can take action, that you can make progress, that you can become the person you've always wanted to be. So stop waiting, stop hesitating, take control. The life you want isn't going to show up on its own. You have to go after it. And the first step, it starts right now.